I'm quite frequently asked, what is the difference and how do I prepare a comic role versus a dramatic role? And I don't quite know why the fascination, except that not many singers cross those lines. I adore this piece because, you know, I have a it has great history for me as an artist. It was my first major role at the Met. I went on for Marilyn Horne when I was understudying her, when I was a young artist at the Metropolitan Opera, and that was my first big moment at the Met. I met my husband during a Falstaff that I did, my debut in Paris at the Bastille, and he was doing the innkeeper. And we met and fell in love. We were married a year and a half later. We were a huge French scandal, at least in the opera house. It was absolutely wonderful. And fortunately, David is here doing the innkeeper with us in this production as well.
This production is intensely physical, slightly bawdy, very earthy and real in terms of the characters. And I had a little bit of concern if she would be willing to throw herself around with quite as much abandon as I like in this. And of course I found not really to my surprise, she is not only willing to throw herself into it, but to the extent that at one point on the first day when she was rehearsing something, her husband, who was sitting watching the rehearsal, who's also in the show, by the way, stood up and said, don't knock yourself about so much.
Working with Stephanie Blythe is always a great moment because I think she's one of the best American mezzo and contralto now. So the young generation of the American Verdian voice, because she's for me one of the best voce verdiana, what we say in Italy, one of the right voice to sing Verdi. And 2 seasons ago when we did it, Aida was it was an emotion with me because she has so powerful voice, and also she is able to use it in so thousands of modes. She can do diminuendo. She is so musical, and it was a very an experience to work with her.
And what's really fascinating for me here in Seattle is that I'm singing quickly with both casts, so I get a completely different flavor every night, which will be wonderful. And on top of that, many of the people with whom we'll be performing are new to their roles. So they're bringing something that I may not have seen before. So that makes everything very, very fresh and new. So hopefully the audience will get that too.
To hear Quickly's music sung by someone whose voice is really, I mean, she is a sorceress of voice. What she is able to do with the colors and with her basic sound is so extraordinary. So to have that in a Falstaff that I'm working on is quite a special treat, and I know the audience is going to go crazy for it.